Okay, another direct criticism I get for this argument is movement. What about movement? All living things move, even plants and pretty much everything that's alive moves. In some way, even if it's really slowly or in a really weird way or on a cellular level. Um, I can rebut that really easily. Everything moves. Rocks move, air moves, water moves, everything moves. Something that's kind of linked to this is usually uh, I get something that's like, well, is it possible that we can get something that's uh, as complicated as life, but it moves in a really simple way? And first of all, I think that's an extreme hypothetical that's that we shouldn't resort to. The same reason we shouldn't, resort to the supernatural right off the bat is that we have a lot of real life things that we can reference, and we can see how a lot of these things work in the real world. We shouldn't jump to extreme hypotheticals for things that we have never seen and we don't expect to see ever. And one of the reasons I think that something like this is pretty much impossible is is if you're going to think about movement, you have to think about time. If you're going to think about time, a good metaphor is dimensions. Now, there's an old cartoon I like to reference. It's where there's this two-dimensional dog, and it has a line going from its mouth to its backside. And of course, the dog needs this because it needs to be able to eat, process its food, and get rid of the waste. Now, you can't do this in two dimensions because if you do that, you're going to cut the dog in half. So a dog needs to be three-dimensional in order to survive. Now, of course, everything is three-dimensional and everything is four-dimensional if you count time as a fourth dimension. But I think that not only is life so complex that the complexity is going to be three-dimensional, I think the three-dimensional complexity gets so complex that it goes into the fourth dimensional. And so everything that is really complicated in three dimensions is going to be complicated in